Functions, like any other math concepts, is susceptible with solving and solutions. Elementary operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division were also being studied for the deeper conceptualization of functions. Certainly, functions will also follow your algebra rules for such operations. So before starting up our trip on our deeper understanding of functions, I'll show you first the objectives of this video. At the end of this video, you should evaluate a function, perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and composition of functions, solve problems involving functions. Also, in this video, we'll be talking over the following: evaluation of functions, addition and subtraction of functions, multiplication of functions, and division of functions. Solving math is really a mind-throbbing task. Isa ito sa mga dahilan kung bakit ang mga estudyante ngayon ay mas pinipili na lang na hindi ito pag-aralan. So, ang functions, kagaya ng ibang konsepto ng math, ay punong-puno rin ng solving. Well, number 1 on the list is evaluation functions. Evaluation of functions is a process of getting a result by using a certain input. The input that you will be using will be always depend on what the set of domains allowed. May mga functions kasi na mas komplikado ang konsepto. If you remember on our lesson 2, x on our function is the domain and y is the range. Evaluation of function is an easy task to do because you only need to substitute the given domain to its corresponding variable. Ibig sabihin, ipapalit nyo lang yung inyong given number o yung ating domain sa kanyang x at saka isosolve si y. So para mas maintindihan, let's have some examples. So let's say we're gonna be evaluating the function f of x is equal to 3x minus 2. That is if x is equal to 5. So kagaya ng ibang solutions, dapat lagi tayong nag-uumpisa sa pagsusulat ng given. So isusulat ang given 3x minus 2. After that, substitute the given x to its corresponding variable. When we say given x, that is the given domain. So, from being f of x, it will become f of 5. And from 3x minus 2, it will become 3 parenthesis 5 minus 2. Palaging tandaan na ang paggamit ng parenthesis kapag magpapalit ng mga values na magkadikit ay makakatulong upang hindi kayo malito o mawala doon sa mga susunod ninyong gagawin. So parenthesis here means multiplication, so you need to simplify 3 times 5. That's why it became 15. And then continue the process, which is 15 minus 2, then the answer will become 13. Therefore, f of 5 is equal to 13. Ibig sabihin yan, kapag ikaw ay nag-input ng 5 sa function na ibinigay ko kanina, ang magiging result ay 13. Okay, so let's try another one. Find f of 6 if f of x is equal to 9x squared minus 10x plus 5. The function we have here now is a quadratic trinomial. You can check back our previous lesson for you to understand what those terms are. Basically, ganun pa rin ang gagawing steps. Substitute the given x or domain to the x of the function and then simplify up until you get the answer. So ating example number 2, makikita na nakadiretsyong f of 6 na siya. Ibig sabihin, ang gagamitin nating x ay 6. Definitely, ipapalit mo lang ang 6 sa lahat ng x ng ating given function. So, from being f of x is equal to 9x squared minus 10x plus 5, ito ay magiging f of 6 is equal to 9 parenthesis 6 squared minus 10 parenthesis 6 plus 5. Now, since medyo marami tayong kailangang isolve dito, ang madalas nangyayari sa mga nagsasagot nito ay kung ano-anong mga inaalalang math concepts. Yung iba, dapat GEMDAS. Iba naman, sasabihin exponents muna, ganyan. So, para hindi kayo maguluhan, better be relaxed when solving para mas mabilis ang pag-a-apply ng right concepts on solving. So, since we have here a three-termed function, you can solve each independently. Ibig sabihin, sabay-sabay mo siyang isosolve pero magkakahiwalay ng process. For instance, yung 6 squared will become 6 times 6 or simply 36. So, 9 times 36. Okay, next term, negative 10 times 6, and it will become negative 60. Then, copy plus 5 because there's no operation present on number 5. So, since meron pa rin tayong mga need i-simplify, itutuloy-tuloy ang mga steps hanggang makuha ang sagot. So, 9 times 36 is equal to 324. Then, negative 10 times 6 is negative 60 plus 5. Now, don't get bothered here which operation you will take first. For this type of solutions or simplifications, my way of doing this is that I tend to combine all positive first before doing all negatives. So, since 324 and 5 are positive numbers, then I will combine them first. 324 plus 5 is 329. And then, 329 minus 60. And that is 269. So, our f of 6 is 269. So, it's now your turn to check if you have learned from our previous examples. You can pause the video while you were solving and check if we have same answers. So, here are the givens. Maybe some of you got the wrong answer on the second one. Maybe you answered it as 0. When dealing with exponents, make sure you also included the signs with it. Thus, on the second given, we must use parentheses negative 2 squared, not negative and then 2 squared. For our next evaluation, you need to be a little more observant because unlike the first functions I showed, it follows a bit more complicated process. So that's evaluation of piecewise function. So let's say for example, f of x is equal to 3x minus 1 if x is greater than 4, and x squared plus 1 if x is less than or equal to 4. Now, find a f of 7 and b f of 4. Actually, yung process is same pa rin kagaya ng mga naunang examples. Ang nadagdag lang na gagawin ay bago ka mag-substitute, kailangan mo munang mag-locate. Ibig sabihin, kailangan mo munang hanapin kung saang restriction makakasama ang given domain. So, for x equals 7, you need to locate first where 7 is on the restriction. So, since 7 is included on x greater than 4, we will use the expression 3x minus 1. Now, why is that 7 is included on the first restriction? Yung first restriction kasi ay mga number na greater than or mas mataas pa sa 4. This could be 5, 6, and so on. While the second restriction includes numbers including 4 and less than or mas mababa. After locating the domain, use the corresponding expression to substitute. Again, start with the given, substitute x, so it will become f of 7 equals 3 times 7 minus 1. And then simplify, which results to f of 7 equals 21 minus 1. Then the answer is 20. So pause again the video and try to answer the second problem and check if we will have same answers. From what I said earlier, the second restriction includes 4. It is because of the symbol equal or yung guhit sa ilalim ng less than symbol. Hindi kasama ang 4 sa unang restriction dahil wala itong symbol na equal to. Meaning, ito ay mag-start sa 5, hindi sa 4. Since we located 4 on the second restriction, we will use the expression x squared plus 1 for our substitution process. So again, start with the given. Substitute x, so it will yield to 4 squared plus 1. Simplify, so 4 squared is just 4 times 4 is 16. Then bring down positive 1. So the answer is 70. So that's how we evaluate a piecewise function. For adding and subtracting functions, you must first bear in mind what similar terms are. Similar terms are terms in which the variables and its exponents were same. Kahit na magkakaiba ang mga constants sa bawat term as long as the letters used and exponents used were same, it is still considered similar. Halimbawa, 4x cubed at negative 9x cubed. These two terms were similar because it has same variable x and same exponent of 3 within the variable. 4x cubed and 4x squared were not similar terms because even they have same variables, the exponents used within the variables are not same things. Adding and subtracting functions have a general notation of f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus minus g of x. Don't get confused with the signs, as it only means that plus is for plus and minus is for minus. All you need to take note is that in adding or subtracting functions, you only need to add or subtract similar terms. Let's have some examples with that. So we have here two functions, f of x is equal to x minus 2 and g of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8. Then we need to find what is the equivalent of f plus g of x. From the notation given a while ago, we can simply say that f plus g of x is equal to f of x plus g of x. First step is substitute the given function. Our f of x is x minus 2 and g of x is x squared minus 6x plus 8. After that, combine similar terms. Bring down x squared because there's no term that could be combined with it. X minus 6x is 5x. Negative 2 plus 8 is positive 6. So, f plus g of x is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 6. Let's try now subtraction. Same pa rin ang given na gagamitin natin, but instead of getting the sum, we need to get the difference. Change again the notation para di kayo masyadong malito. If mastered mo naman na siya, you can directly solve. But here, pay attention of what functions comes first and second because unlike addition, the order of the functions is very important. On our example, you must take note that the function f comes first before the function g. Dito kasi sa subtraction, kailangan mo munang palitan ang sign ng second function. So again, substitute the given functions. Now, change the sign of the second function, which is our g. So, from positive x squared, it will become negative x squared. Negative 6x will change to positive 6x. And positive 8 will change to negative 8. After changing the signs of the second function, that's only the time that you can combine similar terms. X squared doesn't have any terms to be combined with, so bring it down. X plus 6x is 7x. Negative 2 and negative 8 combined as negative 10. So that's how you add and subtract functions. Multiplication of function has a notation of f times g of x is equal to f of x times g of x. In this operation, distributive multiplication is the process that you will be going to do. Distributive multiplication is a process in which each term of a function is multiplied on each term of another function. Let's say, for example, given that f of x is equal to x minus 2 and g of x is equal to x minus 4, find f times g of x. Since we have a notation of f times g of x, it is also same as f of x times g of x. So replace the notation with the given. As indicated on our example, f of x is equal to x minus 2 and g of x is equal to x minus 4. After that, use the distributive multiplication. We will multiply first term to each of the terms of the second function. So x times x is x squared, then x times 4 is 4x. Next, we will move to the second term, which is negative 2. So, negative 2 times x is negative 2x. Then, negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. After which, you need to combine all similar terms to simplify our product. So, in this example, you should combine negative 4 and negative 2x, which becomes negative 6x. So that's how you multiply functions. Even a function with, let's say, 4, 5, 6, or 7 terms, you need to multiply each term of it to the terms of another function. Division is a little bit hard compared to the first three operations. In any instance, it also has its own notation, which is f over g of x is equal to f of x over g of x. Dividing functions has different methods that could be used. The factor cancel method, which is easy to use for factorable functions. The long division method, which is applicable to any kind of functions. And the synthetic division, which is applicable if your divisor is a binomial. In this lesson, we will only focus on using long division and factor cancel method. Let's say, for example, given that f of x is equal to x minus 2 and g of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8, we will find g over f of x. Let's do it first using the factor cancel method. Again, this method is only applicable to the functions that are factorable. Substitute the given. Be careful on your substitution because we are finding g over f of x. So therefore, we should write g above f. Then factor the terms. Then cancel common factors. Note that you can only cancel common factors placed on numerator and denominator. You cannot cancel factors on both numerator or both denominator. Then the remaining expression will become the answer. Now let's try it using the long division method. Again, it is a general way of dividing functions as it is applicable on any given types of function. Make sure you had carefully identified the dividend and the divisor of our problem. Upon looking at the given, we can say that f of x is our divisor and g of x is our dividend. Since f is the divisor, then it must be placed outside the division box, otherwise for g of x. For writing the dividend on the division box, make sure the exponents of the variables were arranged in decreasing order. In the event of missing exponent, you can input 0x to the a power, in which a stands for the missing exponent. Going back to our example, arrange it on the division box. Again, g of x is inside the division box because it is written on the numerator of the problem, and x minus 2 is outside the division box because it is written on the denominator of our problem. Divide the first term of the dividend to the first term of the divisor. So x squared divided by x is x. When dividing variables, just subtract their exponents. X squared has 2 and x has 1, so 2 minus 1 is just 1 or x. Then write your answer above the first term of the dividend. Multiply your answer on the first step to each term of the divisor. So x times x is x squared and x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Always make sure that you will write the answer below the terms on the dividend similar to it. Next, change the sign of the answers on the previous step. For x squared, it will become negative x squared, and negative 2x will change to positive 2x. After that, subtract it to the corresponding expressions above it. X squared minus x squared is 0, so no need to write it. 6x minus 2x is 4x, then bring down plus 8. Repeat again the steps up until there's no expression remained or unable to divide. So our answer is x minus 4. Let's take another example for dividing using the long division. So our givens are f of x is equal to 2x cubed plus 6x plus 152 and g of x is x plus 4. Find f over g of x, which is also same as f of x over g of x. Arrange our functions to its corresponding places on the division box. Here, nag-iwan ako ng space between 2x cubed and 6x kasi may missing exponent which is x squared para makumpleto yung bilang na 3, 2, 1. Since walang expression na given for the squared exponent, mag-i-input ako ng 0x squared. Don't worry kasi hindi naman niya mababago yung buong function dahil 0 lang naman yan. It doesn't have a bearing when it comes to value. So again, divide the first term inside to the first term outside. 2x cubed over x is 2x squared. Then multiply the quotient of the division to each of the expression outside. 2x squared times x is 2x cubed, while 2x squared times 4 is 8x squared. Again, isulat ang sagot sa tapat ng kaparehong term. Change the sign, then add. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0, so no need to write. 0x squared minus 8x squared is negative 8x squared. Repeat again the first step na ginawa kanina, so divide negative 8x squared by x. So the answer is 8x. Then multiply again to each of the terms outside. Negative 8x times x, negative 8x squared. Negative 8x times 4 is negative 32x. Change the sign. Bring down yung 6x para may katapat si 32x. Then add, which will become 38x only. Repeat again the division first to first. 38x divided by x is 38. Kasi naubos na yung x, remember the factor cancel method. Then multiply ulit, 38 times x is 38x, and 38 times 4 is 152. Change the sign, then bring down yung katapat, then operate. Since wala nang natirang expression kundi 0, stop the division process. Then the expression above the division box is the answer. That's how you divide functions. Composite functions are defined as function inside a function. So let's do some examples para mas maintindihan yung ating simpleng definition. We have here f of x as 3x plus 5 and g of x as 2x minus 1. Find the expression f of g of x. This notation is composite because, as you can see, g of x is inside f. This means that x of the f of x becomes the whole g of x. For solving again, start with the given for your guide. Then substitute the whole g of x to each of the x of the function f. Simplify by distributing 3. So 3 times 2x is 6x. And 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Then bring down positive 5. Continue simplification up until there's no similar terms remain. And that's how simple is composite function.